Yes.
We will go ahead and get started. I am Annukhemera-t, and I am a Ladies of the Light wellness practitioner. I'm a full circle doula. What else do I do? I'm an aspiring urban farmer. Everything green. I call myself the green goddess because if it's green and not mold, then I got you. And I am also, as I will be presenting here today, a wellness advocate with doTERRA. And doTERRA is an essential oil company, but essential oils are so much more than something that smells good. Today, we're going to talk about toxins, toxins in our home environment. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. If you have questions, we are definitely going to have plenty of time for questions at the end. So if you'll hold your interjections till then, just jot them down. I would love to have a Q&A at that time. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, this is a particular subject that I get so passionate about because I was once that person who, you don't know what you don't know. And one moment, I'm also not very tech savvy here. Hold on, here we go. Okay, hold on. Oh, no, there we go. Cool. There we go. Excellent. So, as I said, we're going to be talking about toxin free living today. And we're talking about a subject, we're speaking on a subject today that is very near and dear to my heart because, like so many of us, you don't know what you don't know until you find out you don't know it. And I thought I was doing well. I was a person, or I'm a person who I was very conscientious about what I put into my body. I buy organic foods as much as I can. I'm making sure that I'm drinking clean and pure water, getting, physical activity, doing all of the things that we're supposed to do to keep us healthy. And I was asked to teach a class at the mosque. And the class was on how to keep our homes and not just the home that you live in, but also the home that you live in, your physical body temple. And it was during my research and, while teaching this class that I made some alarming discoveries. And I felt really bad because, like I said, I thought I was on top of it. But it was during this time, this was about 15 years ago, that I discovered that many of the toxins and poisons that, myself and many others like me, that we were being exposed to, we were bringing into our own homes. Okay. For those of us who have ever been, housewives, or even if you're not a stay-at-home mom, you're still more than likely the primary caregiver, or you have some, role in that capacity in your home. And maybe you weren't. Maybe you're not the person who, buys the cleaning products or, any of the items that you need for the home. But I had that responsibility, and I took it very seriously. I was raised in a good Southern household, so I knew how to keep a tidy home, keep myself together. But then I found out that many of the things that I was using to clean my home, to use in our laundry, to things that I put on my body, were actually the very toxins that were causing physical issues for me and my children. And come to find out, it was causing issues for my husband as well, who had quite a few allergies or sensitivities. And what I found was most of the chemicals, you would think, oh, it's going to be smog, it's going to be like the environmental pollution, things that are outside our home. These are the things that are affecting us most. Well, I found that the things that affected us most were the things that we purchased. We poison ourselves. And we do this by unknowingly creating a poisonous and toxic environment right inside of our very own homes. And so, I said to myself, well, it says all natural, it says fragrance free, I'm doing the right things, because I was raised in a household where, the primary cleaner was bleach. If your house didn't smell like bleach, then your house probably wasn't clean. Or the pine cleaner, like pine sol and ammonia. I had no idea that these items and many more were highly toxic. And they're one of the main contributors to a lot of autoimmune and a lot of what we consider allergies or sensitivities. They're actually the products that we're using in our homes and the products that we purchase to use on our bodies. So here it tells us that the two main sources of these toxins, as I said, are household products and our personal care products. And while some companies are conscientious and they are safe to use, other companies choose to use substances that are known human carcinogens. And they don't have to tell you. They don't even have to print it on the box. That's just the way the labeling laws are set up. And if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't know what those items are, you will continue to buy them. And unfortunately, we are groomed, or we're taught to like these things. So it could be an air freshener. It could be those little scentsy, they're like these little wax cubes that you burn, and oh, they make your house smell so good. Toxic. That stuff is poisonous. And there's a reason you have a headache if you sit in there too long, unless you've grown accustomed to it. So, as I said, it's like there are many toxins, what are called coal tar and lead acetate, highly, highly toxic. They're carcinogens. Um, Many of them are found in our cosmetics. They are found in our just, day to day, even non-food items. We're not even going to get into what they're putting in the food. This is strictly about our household products and how we can make a difference, how we can change that. I have one of my kiddos has asthma, and her asthma, unfortunately, is poorly controlled. So we have a lot of challenges around things that we bring into our home. And that was one of the reasons that I got started with doTERRA. I got started because I needed an alternative to many of the items that I was, currently using. And many of the natural items were very, very expensive. One moment. So just trying to get this to go one way. Here we go. So, toxin-free living. You can make a swap. So right here, we're looking at some personal care items. Which ones would you like to swap? We're going to first talk about toothpaste. This is the On Guard toothpaste. And there are other natural toothpaste out there, but we're going to specifically talk about the On Guard toothpaste versus your over-the-counter, whether it's Crest or, I can't even think of it, Colgate or any of those other major brands. That's a major cause for toxins in our body. You brush your teeth with toothpaste, correct? If you've noticed, sometimes you brush your teeth and there may be some bleeding around the gums, what have you. That's not necessarily the issue. The issue is that's a highly vascular part of your body. Well, you're brushing your teeth with a toxic substance in an area that is highly vascular, meaning there's lots of blood vessels, lots of opportunities for the toothbrush and that scraping motion to open up those blood vessels. And even if it's not, that's what's called a mucosal tissue. And that tissue is made to absorb things. So you're absorbing these dangerous chemicals right into your bloodstream, right there through your mouth. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. Fluoride. We were trained and we were taught that fluoride was a great thing. It's going to keep your teeth strong. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And that's not even the only dangerous chemical that is in your toothpaste. If you don't believe it, look at your toothpaste and it tells you. Do not swallow. If swallowed, call poison control, especially for children. When your child is first learning to brush their teeth, there's usually not fluoride in the toothpaste, and it'll say, if this is swallowed, you have to call poison control. Well, why would you call poison control if there is no poison in it? They know that it's poison. But they've taught us to believe that we need this in order to have healthy, pearly white teeth and not have any cavities. That's just our toothpaste. Then we have our deodorant. Deodorant, antiperspirant, that of course is clogging the pores in your armpits, in your genital areas, but there's aluminum and other dangerous chemicals in your deodorant. These chemicals are directly linked to issues such as Alzheimer's, plaques in the brain, certain cancers are directly linked to the use of the antiperspirant and deodorants. Shampoos and conditioners. Of course, once again, we're thinking we're doing a great thing. We are keeping ourselves clean. We're keeping our bodies clean, right? Many or most of the commercial brands of shampoo and conditioner have dangerous chemicals in them. You'll see many of the naturals, they'll say paraben free or phthalate free. These are ingredients that are commonly found in our shampoos, our conditioners, our lotions. Just like the deodorant here, shampoos and conditioners, they're going on the skin of the scalp. Your skin is your largest organ. It's your largest detoxing organ, but it's also your largest organ to absorb things. So you're absorbing these chemicals directly into your scalp. Some of those chemicals, I specifically said there was one, it's called phthalates. Phthalates, you find them in many fragranced household products, such as air fresheners, dish soaps. You also find them in your shampoos, even toilet paper. Thought we had gotten away from that. I remember back in the day, we used to have colored and scented toilet papers that caused all kinds of issues for us. But they're still even scenting toilet papers, just not as heavily as scented. But because of proprietary laws, the companies don't have to disclose what's in the scent. It'll just say fragrance. Don't even have to tell you what's in it. So you won't find the word phthalate on the label, but you will see the word fragrance. Phthalates are known to be what are called endocrine disruptors. So as we know, your endocrine system is the system in your body that produces your hormones and many other chemical signals. Every function in your body is controlled by something produced by an endocrine, like some chemical, some hormone, some protein produced by an endocrine gland. So if you have an endocrine disruptor, you have disrupted every function that you can think of in your body. There is not a single function that's not affected by, like I said, a hormone or a chemical produced by your endocrines. For men who have a higher phthalate concentration in their bloodstream have been shown to have reduced sperm counts. 2003, there was a study conducted by the CDC. They found exposure to phthalate mainly occurs during inhalation, but it can also happen with, contact to the skin. Either way, the chemicals go straight to the organs. So think about it. All of the, I can't think of what they're called. They're these little scented things that they have a timer on them, and they every so many minutes they're timed, and you get a burst of fragrance. And we think that we're doing a good thing. We think, we're making our homes comfortable and smelling nice. We're not. We're killing ourselves and everybody who's in the house. And that's just the phthalates. I'm sorry, I lost my place there. So a healthier choice for that would be either fragrance-free or all natural products, such as this is a shampoo and a conditioner um, made from doTERRA. But as I said, there are other all natural brands, but you want to specifically pay attention to the label and make sure it says paraben free, phthalate free. And we definitely want to avoid any of those artificial fragrances. Here we have our skin system called Barrage. It's a cleansing system, because one of the other ways that we introduce toxins into our body is, ladies, all of our serums and potions and lotions, and we love to smell nice, and we're spraying on our fragrance. Unfortunately, we are covering ourselves in literally a cloud of toxins, for which there are alternatives. This is actually one of my favorite systems. It is a wonderful system. It is all natural, and it uses essential oils instead of chemicals, plastics, and petroleum-based oils to keep our skin beautiful and fresh. We're going to have, we'll see some of these products actually right after I click out of this, because I have some of these right here for us to examine. These are some household products. And once again, what do we want to make a safe swap for? This would be like some of your concentrated cleansers. Maybe you're using, like I said, maybe you're using Pine Sol, maybe you're still using Ajax, or other common commercial brands. There are alternatives that are safe. This particular one is our On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, and it's actually an all-purpose cleaner. I use it, in the bathroom. I have one bottle that I use that's in the kitchen. I use it for countertops, for cleaning the floor. It's kind of like a multi-use, all-purpose cleaner. But most importantly, it does not have any. It's all natural, and it is based on essential oils, and I believe it has a Castile soap base rather than depending on the chemicals. One of the chemicals that we commonly find is called triclosan. Now, triclosan is mostly found in dishwashing detergents and hand soaps, and it's labeled, you'll see them labeled antibacterial. It's true, triclosan is an aggressive antibacterial agent, but it can also promote the growth of drug-resistant bacteria. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this particular phenomenon, what happens is you use this product, this triclosan, and the very bacteria that you're trying to protect yourself from, you actually become susceptible to, because those bacteria, they're really smart. They figure out a way, they mutate in such a way that they are no longer susceptible to that. So the overuse of the antibacterial, hand washes and soaps over time, and it doesn't take a great deal of time, we're starting to see more and more strains of bacteria that are resistant to triclosan and other antibacterial agents. Well, we don't see this when we use essential oils and natural products, because they affect the bacteria, they affect the viruses in a different way. And we know we are living in a climate right now that we really can't afford for many of the microbials, whether it's a bacteria or a virus, to mutate in such a way that the very items that we use to protect ourselves, hand soap, hand sanitizer, we can't afford for those things not to be effective, because we depend on those to keep us and our families safe. This is a diffuser. This is one of my really favorite items to use. So instead of using harsh, poisonous chemicals to create a warm and inviting scent in my home, use an essential oil diffuser. You simply add water and a pure essential oil, which is just the extract, a pure extract from a plant, and you have a warm and inviting atmosphere with the added caveat of the relaxation benefits, all the benefits that you have with that particular oil. And you can use the oil of your choice. And here we have lastly our detergents. So this is like your laundry detergent. A lot of people don't think about, oh, well, I'm getting my clothes clean. I need the strongest thing they have out there because I want my clothes to be really clean. Well, you can have all of those benefits without having the harsh chemicals. Those endocrine interrupters that I spoke of earlier, there is two that come to mind specifically: detergents, Gain and Tide. Two of the number one detergents on the market, and they are both shown to have what's called estrogen interrupters. Well, as women, we know that estrogen is one of our major hormones. So an estrogen interrupter interrupts that, or it changes the way your body processes or produces that estrogen at some point in its pathway, creating issues for us. Men also produce estrogen, and they will have the same effects. And this comes from using a detergent that has an estrogen interrupter in it. So many of doTERRA's non-toxic alternatives are actually cheaper than their toxic counterparts. We will talk about that shortly, because a lot of us think that in order to be all natural, we got to come out of pocket quite a bit of money. That is not the case. I have been pleasantly surprised to find that I actually spend less money keeping myself safe, keeping my family safe, and getting, in my experience, better results than I was getting when I was using the commercial products. So this is just a set. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. I'm going to click out of here because I want to be able to see your beautiful faces. And I will stop. Oh, there we go. All right. So one of the very alarming things that I found was the products that we're using are so toxic that we create a toxic cloud and a very toxic environment, as I said, in the very homes that we are trying to make a home. You know, we want a warm and inviting home. We want it to be safe for us and our family. And I found a research study that said that they were looking at stay-at-home moms, and the rate of cancers was 54% higher of certain cancers was 54% higher in stay-at-home moms. And you say, well, why are we specifically looking at stay-at-home moms? Well, these are primarily the ones who are going to, of course, spend their days, cleaning their home, taking care of their children, but they also spend more time in the home, in the toxic environment. So two factors: they were more exposed because they're inhaling it. It is coming through the skin. And they also spend more time in that environment. But think about it. They have 54% more of the cancers that were specifically related to, like I said, triclosan, the phthalates, the estrogen interrupters. Their rate of cancer was 54% higher. I mean, that hurt my heart. I said, here you are thinking that you're doing something good, and you're literally putting yourself and your family's health at risk. So I wanted to show some examples. Well, what do I use? What do I do? I don't even know where to start here, because I know each of us wants to create that environment in our home, and we want to, make sure that we're safe and our family is safe. So one of the cleaning items that you can use, if you can see that, I'm not really good at this. This is just plain old white vinegar. Plain old white vinegar. Cleaning with white vinegar, and especially when you add an essential oil like maybe lemon. I don't know if you can see that. There we go, maybe. But lemon or lavender, both of these are, they're, we'll say germ fighting, because their antimicrobial activity has been shown to be on par with any of the other commercial products. What does that mean? It means you don't have to use Ajax. You don't have to use, or Comet. You don't have to use Pine Sol. You can use, or you don't have to use bleach to disinfect your clothes, to disinfect your home. You can use plain white vinegar and either of those essential oils in a spray bottle. I don't see my spray bottle. I do see my spray bottle right over there on the floor. You can put it in a spray bottle, or I like to use these like little small ones because they come in a little more handy, like in the back, because my bathroom's small, the bathroom or the kitchen. White vinegar, I use distilled water and an essential oil, and you have a spray for your countertops, you know, for your stove. Lemon is very good at cutting like grease, oil. I have actually cleaned my stove, my oven. Now, as a chef, my stove gets a, she puts the work in. And I have cleaned dripped on, burnt on stains with nothing but baking soda and lemon oil. Sparkling clean stove. Um, Another item that I use, alcohol. Now, well, you know, alcohol, of course, is a chemical, but it's less toxic than, say, a bleach or some of the other, you know, on market cleaning items. I use the alcohol to clean mirrors and chrome. And it's much less toxic. The other item we talked about, this On Guard cleaning concentrate. I've had this, I don't know how, if you can, oh, you can probably see how much is gone. Now, I clean my house. I've had this for at least 6 months. This concentration, like I said, you end up spending less. For just an all-purpose mix, you would use 1 tablespoon to 24 ounces of water, and you have a great all-purpose cleaner. Now, I don't know if you know, it's like I said, for this bottle, maybe I think it's either $8 or $12. That's a huge savings over, you know, like I said, purchasing an item that is toxic, has stuff in it I can't even pronounce. Everything in here you can pronounce, which is always a selling point for me. If I look at something and one, if it has more than 4 ingredients in it and I can't identify 2 of them, that's not for you. If you look on the backs of you have to have a PhD in chemistry to understand what's on the back of your cleaner. That might not be a cleaner that you want to use. That might not be, you know, a laundry detergent that you want to use. The other item is the Castile soap. Castile soap can be used in your laundry. If you don't want to, you know, if you're not purchasing the all natural detergents, it can be used for cleaning any of your cleaning needs as well. This is a great one that I like to use. Miss Myers. I love Miss Myers. It smells amazing. And when I get lazy, this is also a multi-surface concentrate. You put, I think, maybe eight tablespoons or maybe a quarter cup to a gallon. So a little bit goes a long way. And, you know, I get my handy dandy. I got a scrubber, and I get these at the Dollar Tree. And your house is germ free. Your house is toxin free. I see something in the chat. And it smells wonderful. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of, you know, say you're cleaning your shower. I used to experience this quite a bit when I was cleaning the shower. You're spraying something in the shower to clean the shower. And then you, of course, it becomes vaporized because, it gets warm in the shower, you're rinsing it and you're choking. And then I thought about that. I was like, why am I choking? Like literally can't breathe. And it was the chemicals. It was the chemicals and the cleaners that I was using. Gratitude, sister. I saw your Goddess Makita. I saw your comment. So for not a lot of money, for, takes very little time to mix these up. Like I said, how much time does it take to mix in a few tablespoons in a spray bottle with some water, put your essential oil in there, and you have a toxin-free, high-quality cleaner, and your home is germ-free. And you're cancer-free at the end of the day because you're not inundating your body with all of the chemicals. Another one, like this is my little, love this. This is my doTERRA toothpaste. I love it. There is no fluoride. There are no dangerous chemicals. I can read everything in here. Like I'm reading the back now. There's nothing in here that I don't know what it is. And it is literally, there's some binders in there, but it's mostly essential oils. And it tastes wonderful. It tastes like cinnamon. And this was just one of the items out of the kit that I use, to cleanse my face. Now, one of the things I like to do, anybody who knows me, that if I see something, I'm like, oh, I probably could make that. I could DIY that. That's where the fun comes in. I have so many essential oils. And one of my favorite things to do is DIY my own products. This is the rosemary oil. And anyone who's used doTERRA, you literally only need 1 or 2 drops. I add that rosemary oil. I add it to my shampoo. I add it to the oils that I make for my hair. Rosemary is very good for your scalp. So I love to use the rosemary. So basically, in closing, I wanted to alert you, let you know to take some time, do some research. Please check in with me if you would like. Following this, there will be on the Ladies of the Light site, there will be a handout that has the recipe, like plenty of recipes for all of the items that I've talked about, whether it's an oven cleaner, a laundry detergent, and an all-purpose spray, quick and easy, recipes for you to do that, because a lot of this can be DIY and it really is a lot of fun. I like it because it lets me know what's in my house. Just like I wouldn't want a stranger in my house, I don't want strange chemicals, in my home. So I think I wrapped that up pretty quickly. I didn't want to get too technical. I had written out all this stuff and I said, they didn't ask for a science experiment. They just want to know what's going on and how they can better serve themselves and their families. And does anybody have any questions for me?